I'm Katrina. Welcome to day 5 of the 21-day challenge. 21 minutes a day, 21 days to make little changes, to feel better, and live bigger. As always, follow your body's lead. Never push yourself into the pain threshold. Make sure you've got water. Take breaks whenever you need to. Today I have a towel on the mat. We're going to be spending a little bit of time on the knees today. So if you have a knee injury or knee issues, feel free to grab a towel for a little extra padding. Let's start. Let's sit tall. You don't have to have your legs crossed. You can sit with your legs straight out in front. I'm sitting on a rolled up blanket. It's just more comfortable that way. My hips higher than my knees. So let your hands rest on your thighs. Close your eyes and take a breath. Deliberately draw your breath into the lower belly. Fill yourself up completely with your breath. And as you exhale, just sink into the heaviness, into the support below. Feel how heavy your legs are, how heavy your hips are. With the next exhale, just relax through the shoulders. Let your arms feel really heavy. Feel yourself beginning to soften. Notice how when you pay attention to your breath, you want more. You want to slow your breath down. You want to experience it for a little bit longer. Brings your awareness inward. A break from the outside world. Let's inhale and sweep the arms up. Bring the hands together overhead, and as you exhale, let your hands float down, palm pressing to palm. Pause with your hands right in front of heart center. Let's take one more breath here with the eyes closed. Just because it feels good. Release your hands, open your eyes, and let's come on to hands and knees. So wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers spread wide like rays of sunshine. Get a good connection between the palms of your hands, all four corners, especially under the index finger. That inside corner of the hand, really important to make sure that connection is established with the mat. Now roll your shoulders back and slide your shoulder blades down towards your hips. Looking straight down at the mat, not at your fingertips. You want to feel like the back of your neck is long and an extension of your spine, which it actually is. Now uncurl your toes, let the tops of your feet just rest heavily on the mat. Take a breath, and as you exhale, just push back, sinking your hips towards your heels. If you have a knee injury, just be careful here. Don't go too quickly. Think of this as an exploration. As you inhale, come up, shifting your weight back into the palms of the hands. Now just lean forward. Bring your shoulders a little farther forward than the wrists, and then exhale, lean back once again. Just slowly. One more time. Getting a good stretch into the wrists here, and then push back. Moving with your breath. Slowing down the exhalation to slow down the movement. Now bring your knees wide. Big toes together to touch. Walk your hands forward and now sink back. Just feeling the stretch into the sides of the body. Let your hands be anchored to the mat. Breathe. Really fill the rib cage, feel it expanding in every direction, front, back, side to side. Bring yourself up once again to hands and knees. And now let's turn over. So coming to sitting. If the backs of your knees are really tight, you can go ahead and sit on your rolled up towel. That'll help lift your hips slightly and give you a little more freedom in your forward fold that we're about to do. So stretching the legs straight out in front. Make sure the weight is on the back of your heels, that your toes, your heels, your feet aren't rolling outwards. Keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Now spread your toes to keep the ankles strong. Keep the legs slightly active. Now sit really tall. So let's use the hands on either side to support. Use the length of the arms, the support of the hands to support through the upper body. Notice how much effort it takes to sit tall. We're so used to collapsing through the shoulders and rounding through the back. So roll the shoulders back, sit tall. Now sweep the arms forward, palms turned inward, thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. Wrists in line with the shoulders. Again, still sitting tall. Hold yourself tall. Now look at something straight ahead. Just hold your gaze on whatever object that happens to be. I'm going to look at the cupboard handle. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just hinge forward. Rather than looking at your toes, look at whatever item you're focused on the wall in front of you and think of just hinging forward. You're not really bowing, but you can feel the stretch coming to the back of the legs, the back of the hips. Keep the weight in the back of the heels. Be aware if your feet are starting to turn out. Keep the arms long, shoulders heavy, so you're not reaching through the shoulders and pulling the shoulder blades wide across the back. Keep the shoulder blades hugging in towards the spine. Your next exhale, see if you can reach a little farther, hinge a little bit more as your body begins to open. Exhale, let your hands come to your shins, wherever they land. Keep your eyes straight ahead. Now, just like we did yesterday, with the exhalation here, see if you can slide your hands towards your ankles, closer towards your feet, without rounding through the back. Use the range of motion in your hip joints to help you with this forward fold. Breathe. Keep the spine long, shoulders pulling in towards the spine. We want to keep the vertebrae aligned. So as soon as the back starts to round and the spine rounds inwards, that's called compression of the vertebrae. We don't want to compress. We want to keep the spine long. Now slowly bring yourself back up. Bend your right knee. Slide your left foot to the center of the mat so you feel like your left big toe is in line with your belly button. Hop your right foot over. Now hug your right knee with both hands so your right knee is pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Use your hands on your knee to lift yourself nice and tall. And think about sinking your right hip down into the mat so you can feel this stretch happening in the outer right thigh. Right hand comes to the mat beside your right hip. Roll your right shoulder back. Open up through the right side of the body. You can feel what's going to happen. Right? We're going to turn, twist to the right. Now take a breath. And as you exhale, just feel your belly brush past your right thigh as you turn to the right. Adjust the placement of your right hand if you feel like it's not in the right spot. Roll your shoulder back, right shoulder rolls back. Take another breath. And as you exhale, this time turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Now that you're in the twist, stay long, stay tall. Use the support of your right hand, right arm to keep the upper body long. Now pull the breath into the lower belly. Takes a lot of focus here to get your body to respond. You want to pull the breath in beyond the twist that's happening in the spine. Try to deepen your breath. Not just make it bigger, but draw it into the belly deeper. Feel the expansion of the rib cage in every direction. Now with this last breath here in this twist, let's lift up with the inhalation. So lift through the upper body, long through the spine. And as you exhale, just release the twist. Head first, then shoulders, then rib cage. Uncross the right foot. You're going to bend the left knee. Right foot comes to the center of the mat, so it feels like your right big toe is in line with your belly button. Hop your left foot over. Use your hands to hug your left knee and bring yourself really tall. Feel that. Set that sensation in your memory. What it feels like to have a tall spine, long upper body. Left hand comes beside the hip. Remember, the left hip is heavy. You're already beginning to feel a stretch in the outer left thigh. That's your IT band, by the way. Take a breath, and as you exhale, just brush your rib cage past your inner left thigh as you turn to the left. Pause. Adjust the placement of your left hand if it doesn't feel right. Use your length in the left arm, support of the left hand to keep length in the upper body. Another breath. As you exhale, roll the left shoulder back and turn to look over your left shoulder. Reconnect to the movement of the belly with each breath. As you inhale, you can feel your belly press into your left thigh. And as you exhale, you can feel the belly release away from the thigh. Expand in every direction throughout the whole upper body. Here we go. Last breath in this twist. As you inhale, lift up and lengthen through the spine, the upper body. With the exhalation, head comes out of the twist first, then the shoulders, the rib cage. Uncross. Sitting tall once again, weight at the back of the heels. Spread your toes to keep the weight in the back of the heels so the feet don't turn out. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, bow forward. Bring your hands to your shins wherever they happen to land, using that movement, range of motion in the hips that we already explored just a few moments ago. Now, deepening the forward fold this time by moving the vertebrae. Here we go. We're going to take a breath. And as you exhale, bring your eyes to your toes. Feel the shoulders begin to soften, shoulders begin to round. Take another breath. And as you exhale, think about bringing your rib cage to your thighs. Not rounding through the shoulders just yet, but hinging forward, however much your body will let you, right? You might feel a little discomfort, but no pain. Never go to the point of pain. Now let's take another breath. And as you exhale this time, round through the shoulders. Feel the rib cage beginning to collapse. Feel yourself sinking towards your thighs. Now, if you feel you can go more deeply into the forward fold, now it's time to relax the neck. Do it with an exhalation. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just slowly relax the neck. Feel the chin drawing in towards the chest. Shoulders round a little bit more. Now, with the front side of the body compressed here, the breath will naturally go to the back of the rib cage. Just feel that for a couple of moments, a couple of breaths. Now draw the breath into the front of the body. Expand through the belly and rib cage. Feel your belly and rib cage pressing into your thighs with your inhale. And as you exhale, pull your belly, your rib cage away from your thighs and sink into that space created by your breath. Really let the upper body feel heavy here. Notice your breath, the sound of your breath, the temperature of your breath, the pace of your breath. Now lift your chin away from your chest, slowly beginning to come out now. Let's come all the way down onto the mat. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Arms at your sides. Getting ready for a little bridge pose. Because now we've done compression, let's do some extension. Extension is when you curve through the spine and extend through the vertebrae. So bending the elbows, roll your shoulders underneath you. Your feet are hip distance apart. You've got a good connection between the soles of the feet and the mat. Now tilt your head back just a tiny little bit so it feels like the tops of your ears are pointing towards the floor. Now it's really important here not to turn your head when you do a bridge pose. Press into the mat with the backs of the arms and the shoulders equally. And just lift the spine from the tailbone to right between the shoulders away from the mat. So the shoulders are still on the mat, the hips still feel heavy. Now using the soles of the feet, especially the heels, take a breath in, and as you exhale, push through the heels, push through the backs of the arms, the shoulders, and lift the hips away from the mat. Now pay attention here. Notice if you're squeezing the buttocks. Do not squeeze the buttocks. Think of keeping your knees pulling towards each other so your knees are not popping outwards. Push into the mat some more with the backs of the arms, the soles of the feet, and this time think of lifting through the rib cage, lifting through the heart. Now breathe. Try not to hold the breath. There's all this space in the front of the body here, so go ahead and fill it with your breath. With your exhale, just slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. Hug your right leg in. Reach the back of your right thigh and then stretch your left leg all the way out. Spread your toes on your left foot so the weight's on the back of your left heel. Now hug your right knee in as far as you can, as close as you can towards your armpit, and stretch out through the back of the left leg. Everything else is heavy. The only thing active here are the toes on your left foot to anchor through the left leg. Getting a good stretch through the front of the left hip and the range of motion in the right hip. Release the right foot. Hug the left knee in. Just reach for the back of your left thigh. Stretch the right leg out. Spread your toes on your right foot. Keep the weight on the back of the right heel as you try to connect the back of your right calf with the mat. Long stretch through the back of the right leg, hugging the left leg in as much as you can. Breathe. Oh. Bend both knees, feet flat on the floor. Let's take a couple of moments here to finish off. Stretch your legs out. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, arms at your sides. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, just sink into the support that's underneath you. Another breath. And one more. Take a moment here just before we get up. Just feel how heavy the back of the body is. Back of the head, back of the arms, the shoulders, the hips, the heels. Notice how soft you are, how calm you are. Try to keep this feeling with you all day today. Now bring some movement to your hands and your feet. Bend your knees one at a time and roll onto your right side. Another breath. And press yourself up. Hands together at the heart. Sitting tall. Eyes closed or gazing downward. Sending a blessing out into the universe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be loved. May all beings be at peace. Thank you for taking some time to take care of yourself today. And until next time, namaste.